The rut is ramping fast. It is something we see every year during this week. As long as the weather remains cool, each day is better than the one before. I stay focused on the buck that is starting to become an obsession. If he wasn't right under my nose, living only a stone's throw from my house, I could probably forget about him for a while. Now it's the only deer I can think about. Jared is still settling in on a place to hunt, and on the morning of November 6th, he heads back to the project farm for his second sit.
It's just about sunrise here in the morning of November 6th, and Josh and I are looking forward to the action this morning. It's nice and cold. I think it's a real field temperature in the mid-20s. We're set up in just a gnarly creek bottom on the project farm. This is a spot that there's just one little area of this farm that the cows can't get into, and this is it. It's basically to keep them out of this deep creek ditch. I could just envision the deer being down here on a real windy day like this, so hopefully we can catch a buck cruising. There's a massive trail at like 10 yards, and there's a bunch of creek crossings right here where the creek kind of S's around, so we can of course see out into the cattle pasture and call something in if we need to. So I can't wait to see what happens this morning. You see him up there? Oh, there's a good buck.
What?
There's a good buck back behind those does. I have pictures of him. He's a mature deer, but I don't think I want to shoot him. Maybe. We'll see what he does here. You see him?
Yeah, he's got a big split G too.
Yeah. He's mature. I have a bunch of pictures of him.
He's just,
I don't know if you'd be able to hear me from down here. It's probably louder out there.
for sure. Oh, dude. Just got up and jumped at that thing. I love when they do that.
You ready?
Yeah. Scraping still.
About to get downwind of those does up there. Or if he just stays in the bottom. It's 7:30 now, and it's already been a good morning of movement. I think we're up to 10 or 12 deer probably, 5 or 6 bucks. Every single deer we've seen has been out in the cattle pasture. They're just down the hill. You can see the cows at the top of the hill and deer just below them. And I did grunt at the one mature buck just to see if I can get a better look at him. I don't think I want to shoot him. I'm pretty sure I have pictures of that deer, but we learned that they can't hear way out there with the wind. I'm assuming it's more windy up there. So if we do see a shooter up there and need to get him in, it might take rattling to get him down here. But so far so good, a lot of deer movement. He's not gonna do it. Oh, that's where I took the ladder stand off of.
I was gonna say there's a peg there.
Did you get him?
While Jared waits for a mature buck to show up, one that he is certain must be in the area, 100 miles to the east, I am again hunting close enough to the house to hear the garage door open as my wife heads off to work. I'm still hoping to finally see the Big 7 from a tree stand. We're back in that patch of timber that's right next to our house, right in the, I guess it'd be on the east side of our yard. I really think that the Big 7 beds up in here, at least some of the time, if not most of the time. The pictures I was getting of him back in late September and early October were right at the lower end of this patch of timber. And the sheds that we found last winter were also at the lower edge of this timber. But hopefully all these, pieces of the puzzle are starting to fit, and this is a spot where we could encounter that deer. I'd say this is our highest odds spot right now of getting a crack at that buck. 6th of November should be prime time, so we're going to hang in this spot. I have a phone call that I have to make at noon, so we're not going to pull an all-dayer back in here. But it should be a good morning.
Oh, there's a buck.
Brad. Oh, right
I
there.
think it's Big 7.
Yeah, it is. Is he on that doe? Is he on the doe? Where's he at now? Oh, I see him.
Hear that?
Dang it. Oh, he's on that doe. He's checking the doe out. He'll be back. If she's not hot. If she isn't hot, he'll be over here. Yeah. My hunt from the morning of November 6th is typical of a strategy we use every year during this part of the rut. Hunting the mornings back in the timber close to bedding areas. We have seen this work over and over, and the action can last well into the morning. In fact, back in 2014, team member Scott Reinman was hunting this exact pattern when he shot a great Northern Illinois buck on November 4th.
Welcome Midwest Whitetail. It's November 4th, and Paul and I are still back at it. What we're doing is we're setting on the edge of a big woods. We got a huge grass field off here to our west, which is off to my right. What they do a lot is they come out of this grass and they just work this edge of this woods, making sure if there's any does came in or not, and then they go back out in the grass and they just do big circles. So hopefully today will work out. It's supposed to be a little bit warmer in the afternoon, but hopefully we get done here this morning. Slow morning, one buck, one doe. Don't know quite what's going on here, but it was slow last night and yesterday also. We're hoping we'll pick up this afternoon.
See him, I think it's Phil. I think it's Phil.
hitless buck for in here, and that buck, 12:15 right now. That goes to show why you stay in a stand all day long, man. Give me love, brother.
Here. Just as big as what he looks like on camera. Well, this is our number one hitless buck fill for this property. I know it's really hard sometimes when action is slow to set all day, but this is why we set all day. Is because you catch these big guys cruising during the middle of the day looking for a hot doe or going from bedding area to bedding area.
Back to the present, 120 miles southeast of my house, Joe Knuckles spends the morning hunting northern Missouri. Sunrise brings a huge surprise.
So, every hunting group has the lucky guy that kills every deer. And every group has a guy that just never has one walk in front of him. That's me in this story. It's been a long time since I've had a 4-year-old within bow range. Day breaks, big buck, 30 yards, bedded down. He's dead. At one point we had a pretty big population of deer we'd shoot, and that's getting smaller. Rick shot one, this one's dead. The buck my dad missed is, so we're down to 3 shooters. Let's try to get that number. Try to get that number down to 2. That'd be a good deal. Deer, there's a little buck coming. Got him. Brady's in the plot. He's heading up. Oh, yeah. Well, we got the 10 point my dad missed just on the finger north of us here. So there's not a lot of, that finger doesn't go very far. So he's on a doe, and they may end up just going up and bedded down, or they may circle and come back to the finger we're in, and we'd have a shot. We'll see what happens.
Joe's morning ends with the encounter of the big Missouri 10-pointer. As the Knuckle brothers climb down and head home, they leave the dead buck where it lays, deciding to call the game warden before moving the deer. That evening, 170 miles to the northwest, Jared Mills heads back to the project farm, to the same stand overlooking the cattle pasture that he hunted in the morning.
Good 3-year-old. It's so funny. Walked right by those does. He's looking, I see him. More mature. The one we've seen 4 times.
while Jared is enjoying a great rut show in the open pasture that he faces. 450 miles to the northeast in northern Wisconsin, Rick Vergin is in a redneck blind overlooking a patch of big and beastie.
It's the evening of November 6th, and I am in hunting in a redneck blind over a big and beastie food plot. I'm over here tonight because the buck that I'm after is a buck that we call the Wounded 9. On November 3rd, Friday night, November 3rd, I had him in front of the blind here, but it was a little bit too dark to shoot. I mean, I could have shot, I could have made the shot, but it was a little too dark for video, and so I elected to skip the shot and work on trying to get him here in better light. Hopefully we can get it done tonight. Just sooner or later it's going to happen here, and hopefully we're set up and ready for him to go. So. Well, that's the buck I was after, right there. We call him the Wounded 9. There's another buck out here I'm gonna swing and show ya. Smelling my arrow right now, he is. Isn't that crazy? I wanted to get out because I thought that with it ending the rain and snow, and it getting colder, that the deer would really be moving tonight, and they have been. And I look out, and there he is. I got kind of nervous when he surprised me like that. I had a couple of does that were eating big and beastie. So I'm going to wrap this up now and get down and go over and see if we can walk up on him. But he piled up over there about 75 yards away. So anyway, we're going to go find him, put our hands on him. Oh, there he is. There he is. Whew. That's Wounded 9. Real nice 4-year-old that I've been kind of chasing. He made it about 60 yards off of the food plot and ended up with a pretty good shot on him. We're able to get it done tonight, and I'm real thankful for it. And every time I take an animal, whether it's an elk out west on public land or back here in Wisconsin, take a deer, I thank the Lord that we live in the country that we live in. There's not a lot of countries where people are able to go hunt animals on their own property or go on public land and hunt elk.
And we live in a fantastic country, and I'm really blessed.
Overall, I'm very satisfied with the hunt. This is my second day on the project farm, or second hunting day on the project farm, and just saw tons of deer. We saw more than 10 different bucks probably. Well, I didn't really notice a movement direction or pattern. A lot of it was cruising. I did notice how much time the deer spend in the pasture. We're hunting in the woods where the cows can't get to. It's just thick and nasty. So just little pieces like that, slowly putting it together, and I keep saying it, but it's only a matter of time until we see a deer I really want to shoot. The best buck we've seen today. We just saw him again about 5 minutes ago. He was actually back in this thick stuff. And I did call to him just to see if we could get a better look if he'd come over here, and I don't know if he's working his way over or if he's going the other way. He was working a scrape last time we saw him, so. Tomorrow's November 7th, prime time. Just gonna continue to hunt hard and hopefully find a shooter soon.
I also hunted the evening of the 6th, overlooking a big cornfield just south of the house.
I wonder if he's looking for us. It's been a really fun set this evening. I think we've seen somewhere between 15 and 20 deer. November 7th, tomorrow, it's going to be the best day of the whole season. Perfect conditions, really perfect. Hopefully we can connect with that buck.
Though I saw a number of deer, the big 7 never showed up. November 6th was a great day. Jared continues to learn several new properties. The project farm is quickly rising to the top of his list. Joe Knuckles spotted the big Missouri 10-pointer and can't wait to go back after him. For my part, I feel that my path and that of the big-bodied buck I call the Big 7 are starting to converge. At some point, he has to show. Owen continues to hunt the Crabs buck. As visible as that buck has become, another encounter is nearly a foregone conclusion. Tomorrow is November 7th, historically one of the best days of the season, if not the best. Two emotions dominate. Hope prevails among those who have a buck pegged and a clear strategy to go with it, but it is only anxiety for those who are still searching for their rhythm. There's a key point in every boxing match when you need to land a big uppercut if you hope to win. But if your opponent isn't set up for it, the opening won't be there. Opening or not, tomorrow is the day we throw the haymaker. Great things can happen. Though it is only one day, tomorrow sets the tone for the remainder of the rut as we continue chasing November.